And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
This is a very good and very clever logo. It starts out with original Marvel comic book pages flicking forward like a flipbook, and slowly but surely they form the letters of the company's name. Yeah, there's not really much else for me to say. It's about as solid as Captain America's shield. And the logo on its own received a standing ovation when it debuted at the premiere of Iron Man. So clearly they did something right here. Perhaps the most iconic and indeed most parodied logo in film history, coming from a studio that has released some of the best loved films ever made. A lion stands in a ring of film strips with "art for art's sake" in Latin written around him, while he just sits there and roars at the camera like the lad he is. The lion, whose name incidentally is Leo, has been in use in the company's logo since 1957. And even though he died 18 years later, that roar still lives on. And it lets you know you're truly in for a great time. Although it should be noted that in 2021, when Amazon bought MGM, they rebooted the logo with a CGI Leo, and although it looks slightly cheaper, it's still a good update to an already beloved logo. Yeah, it's a classic for a reason. This isn't a great logo, but I quite like it. It starts off with a glowing blue ball in what appears to be a cloudy sky. Or maybe it's a planet, or a representation of Earth, I don't know. Then it flies around in circles, faster and faster, like the Visual Entertainment logo, leaving a trail of sparkles behind that then turns into a blue swoosh and a giant red A appears in the centre. A bright white flash comes out of the ball, then the company's name appears on the bottom. And I've never noticed this until now, but when the background turns white, the blue ball shrinks down to become the dot on top of the eye. Again, what is it with logos insisting on putting dots on their capital I's? Is it because they don't want to confuse them with their lowercase l's? In that case, put some lines on it. It's not hard. You've got to love the confidence they put in their logo. Even though almost all their output is really low budget and shoddy, and just fun to watch for that exact reason. Oh well, God loves a trier, I guess. Not much to say here. It starts out with some blue and white stripes which go on to form the funny round W of the Warner Music logo that doesn't really look much like a W. Then, when it's zoomed out, the company's name appears as if it's being typed on a computer screen. All in complete silence. This is a logo I don't really like much because of how empty and lifeless it is. I mean, come on, Warner Music. The word music is literally part of your name.
Contenders ready! Nippers ready!
Because Nippers was a division of Contender, I thought I'd talk about these two as one segment. The first logo starts out with a blue star in space, which then explodes to become a supernova, and whizzes through a tunnel of stars, while a red swoosh forms what looks like a bird in flight and a giant letter E, while the rest of the letters materialise from streaks of light and the words Entertainment Group appear like holograms while their website ripples in at the bottom. This is a nice, oddly calming kind of logo, and the one that follows isn't as calming, but it's still playful in that creepy kind of way. Not much happens here, just little N jumping around and big N smiling at its offspring while they stand on a big orange rectangle that shrinks into a smaller orange rectangle, and the word Nippers appears at the top, first in orange and then changing to white as it moves down below them. And the music writer definitely understood the assignment to write something playful for the children's division. These logos are alright, if a little kooky, but you can tell they don't mean any harm. You gotta love a logo that's got confidence in itself that it's going to give you a good time. We start off by zooming through the sky, full of purple clouds, which presumably make purple rain, I'm Prince, bitch. Then comes a massive lens flare, whose circles turn into the familiar rounded lines of the Sony logo, which gives one last shine before the company's name appears at the bottom. This is a big favourite of mine because of just how bombastic and triumphant it is. The music sounds suspiciously similar to that Columbia TriStar DVD logo though. This one popped up quite unexpectedly at the end of my Stuart Little 2 DVD, considering, you know, the black background. It's also only really seen on Region 2 and Region 4 DVDs, so for the majority of my audience, the Americans and Canadians, I can understand you not recognising this logo. A supernova shoots out from the centre of the screen while three streaks of light in blue, green and red swing around and explode to form a sort of backwards tick shape. This would be like if that BBC logo from the 90s and the Nike swoosh had a baby. Yeah, you can thank me later for putting that image in your head. And they must have a very high opinion of themselves to say they're mastering the art of technology. I mean, talk about tooting your own horn. Quite an abrupt ending for a home media logo, as it doesn't fade to black before the main feature. A couple of curved lines flash on screen, then turn three-dimensional and stretch up into a long cylindrical tube, and then it fades to a black frame where the company's name slides under the bottom. And just for decoration, the dot on top of the eye gives a little flash. This is an alright logo as logos go, and considering it's for a game rather than a TV show or movie, you can kind of understand why it doesn't fade to black. Is it entertainment rights or right entertainment? Oh well, whatever, at least they've given us some great programmes. And they didn't even stray too far away from their origins when they changed their name to Classic Media. It starts off with a star falling to Earth and turning into a meteor that considers wiping out humanity, but it changes its mind at the last second to circle around the big metallic right, and then to take a nosedive into the sea beneath it. You'd think this would extinguish this flame, but no, it actually ends up cloning itself and flying away, and then the word entertainment slides in at the bottom. This is a gorgeous logo, and I've never felt so calm looking at a meteor coming down out of outer space and crashing in towards Earth and obliterating all life and